because companies are greedy. Hi everyone, my name is Chloe, if you didn't know that yet, and for today I will be talking about the fast fashion industry and quitting it and basically my whole journey. This is something I am really passionate about. My friends, my classmates, even my teachers know about this because I've written tons of papers about it in school, and I just wanted to share my experience and share what I know in hopes to inspire some of you guys. So everything will be linked down below, all of the resources that I used, just in case you guys want to read more about them. And it might get a little statistic heavy, so please stick with me. I'm going to make this as short as possible. So let's go. So what is the fast fashion industry? The fast fashion industry is the cheap and rapid production of low quality clothing to replicate current runway trends. And actually, I don't think they just replicate current runway trends. I feel like they also steal designs from small independent brands. The fast fashion industry actually is one of the most polluting industries in the world. How did that actually happen? In the past, there were only 4 seasons, but now because companies want to keep selling and making profit, they produce about 52 micro seasons a year. And H&M and Forever 21 both get daily shipments of new styles, while Topshop introduces 400 styles a week on its website. So in attempts to keep producing, corners are being cut, and when corners are cut and shortcuts are made, this just means that lower quality pieces are created. People want to make so much clothes, so they don't really quality check the items anymore. So when that happens, because of the low quality, the clothes are easily thrown after a few wears, and this contributes and adds up to the waste in the landfills. So yearly, the clothing that is thrown away amounts to 11 million tons in the US alone. So imagine that's only in the US. What more in the Philippines and other countries? It's just a lot of waste produced. And these garments made of synthetic fabrics full of lead, pesticides, and other chemicals, they don't really decay. The carbon footprint of the fast fashion industry just keeps becoming bigger and bigger. Another important aspect of the fast fashion industry is its impact on the labor force, or the people making our clothes. Garment workers are constantly being exploited. They work for really long hours, are exposed to harmful chemicals, and they're being abused and discriminated in the workplace. And on top of that, they're not even given proper compensation and sufficient wages. So how are they supposed to provide for their family? If they try to complain and organize a union to fight for their rights, the management usually just threatens them, and it's pointless. So basically, the overall working conditions in the fast fashion industry, it's really bad. So now you guys know that the fast fashion not only affects the small independent brands that I mentioned earlier, but also the environment and the people making the clothes. Honestly, it's so easy to overlook the industry's horrible working conditions when the effects and the consequences aren't really super visible. What you actually see is a tank top that's really cute, and it's what, like 150 pesos, or 150 if it's from Shopee, or something from H&M like 6.99, 7.99 dress. We see it and it's so nice, and we tend to forget what actually goes behind the manufacturing process of that particular piece of clothing. I do think that it is really important that we know about these things and we are aware of these things, so we know what kind of industry we're giving our money to. If you guys want to keep reading about fast fashion, I suggest you really look into it, watch a lot of documentaries. I will be listing everything, and I hope it would help you. So now on to the journey and quitting fast fashion, and how was the experience overall. So I started becoming more and more aware of the horrors of fast fashion when I was in grade 9, so that was 2017, because I watched a bunch of YouTubers like Kristen Leo, Where I Live as well, and I also watched this documentary called A True Cost, and it talks about sustainable fashion and fast fashion in general. It just talks about a lot of things of how harmful fast fashion is. So because of what I knew, I decided to buy less and less from fast fashion brands. And as someone who really loves Topshop, Stradivarius, Bershka, Zara, Mango, a lot of fast fashion stores, I initially didn't want to do it, but I just did not want to support a very harmful industry. And after thinking about the true cost of the clothes, like what goes behind the production, I get super discouraged to buy. So where did I shop and where did I buy my clothes? I actually resorted to buying from Depop and Carousel and Poshmark and other secondhand thrifting online stores. Instagram online stores were not a thing yet, I think, in 2017, because, or maybe I just wasn't following the right stores in the Philippines. Those were the only sustainable and ethical options that I knew about. I was extremely new to physical thrifting. I haven't thrifted at all yet, so I just really wanted to buy stuff online because I'm more comfortable buying stuff online, which is kind of weird because I know people would actually prefer physical shopping more, but I think I really enjoy online shopping. The prices were really high compared to what I would usually spend, but that kind of made me lessen what I purchased, because before I used to buy clothes weekly. Every time Topshop would have a sale, I just have to buy lots of jeans. But then ever since you kind of transition, you buy less and less because they get more expensive. You just want to keep buying things that you know you would use. Thankfully now though, online thrifting in the Philippines has become a lot more accessible because there are online thrift stores everywhere, and I think it's really nice. It just kind of provides more options in the market for those who want to quit fast fashion. And plus, when you thrift, I actually found my new style, which kind of makes sense because you're not buying from stores that would tell you what's trendy. I really wasn't buying what was trendy and buying pieces that I actually loved. I don't really want to be fake and say I fully quit fast fashion. I don't think that is it at all. The last time that I purchased from a fast fashion brand, like a big fast fashion brand, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was a year ago. There are times obviously that I still have to resort to buying from Zara. There's this instance that I had to go to a party with a dress code and I didn't have any of the pieces that she wanted me to wear, so I had to buy from Zara. I just want to emphasize that quitting and transitioning into sustainable fashion and quitting fast fashion in general is not an overnight work. You can't just magically wake up and go, you know what, I don't need stuff anymore. I don't need fast fashion anymore. I just have to get rid of fast fashion in my life. Like, you know, if that doesn't happen, because there are some situations that you would have to buy from fast fashion brands, but me, as much as possible, I try my best to not buy from them at all. Like, if ever I would have to, I would look for it in a secondhand store. I would buy it in Depop just so I'm not giving my money directly to the company, if that makes any sense. Quit fast fashion, you get to realize that it's a whole change in behavior and mindset. Not just choosing to buy sustainable brands, it's also sustainably shopping. There's a very big difference from shopping sustainable brands and sustainably shopping or ethically shopping, because when you sustainably shop, you really are mindful with what you consume. And that's what I've learned from this whole experience quitting fast fashion journey. This is just my experience personally. Some people would obviously have a much more difficult time transitioning to sustainable fashion, and some people would find it really easy to quit fast fashion, but I guess it's different with everyone. I guess everybody's experiences are different as well. It's been 3 years and I'm still not fully sustainable or 100% quitting fast fashion. It would be difficult to live 100% sustainably and 100% ethically. So I do want to note though, and I want to acknowledge that sustainable fashion, slow fashion, ethical fashion, it's not really accessible for everyone. Not accessible sizing wise, economical wise. It is on the higher side of things. Like I said, pieces are made ethically, so they really have to compensate the workers and use proper materials, which will come at a cost. And as for sizing, I don't think all brands are committed to extending their range as well. It is not accessible at all, so I don't really want to come off as preachy or self-congratulating. I do not think that I'm a better person just because I am shopping sustainably. That's really not the case, and this video wasn't meant to crap on people supporting fast fashion. I just really wanted to let everybody know what happens in the fast fashion industry, just so we can think and become more aware of what we're consuming. Companies have the real power. They could literally change their ways, but they still choose to be exploitative and greedy. And if we start talking about this more, marketers and companies are gonna know that we are demanding for transparency and for ethical practices, and maybe they would change. To end this, I just wanted to say that there is definitely more room for improvement for me to become more and more sustainable, and I acknowledge that. And you know, I'm trying my very best to become more sustainable, like not just in fashion but lifestyle wise. Like I said, I'm not perfect, I'm nowhere near perfect, but it is a process, and at least I'm trying all the very best that I can do. As long as you do and you try your best to do what you can to help, that's already something. You don't have to quit fast fashion fully. You don't have to start buying from sustainable brands. You don't really have to do that. If the very best that you can do is consume fast fashion pieces, but you take care of them and you try your best not to throw them after what, like 5 wears, I think that's already something, and you're doing the world a favor. I know I said so much things. I hope you guys had a few takeaways from this. Really very happy to be talking about this, and yeah, Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet, comment your questions, whatever. Just do whatever you want, and just do whatever you want. This is a no pressure zone. That is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I don't say that. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Have fun.